Welcome to another episode, everyone. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. We have uncovered some of Jeffrey Epstein's personal videos. We have them here. Viewer discretion is indeed advised. We will continue to uncover Jeffrey Epstein's abuse, the people who are connected with Jeffrey Epstein in said abuse, and the active cover-up that the U.S. government is involved in as it relates to Jeffrey Epstein and the abuse. If you read France and Germany have released the unredacted Epstein files, the unredacted version of the Epstein files. France and Germany have released them. Go and look at them. They are very sick. We are not angry enough. We are not upset enough in this country about the sick, gruesome crimes these predators have committed against our children. Do you know that Jeffrey Epstein had access to school photos of little children? The schools gave him access to these children's photos. Your children, MAGA, that are in school, in these photos, Jeffrey Epstein was going over these photos, lusting after these young girls and boys. These individuals are sick, and we're going to continue to uncover it. Check this out.
On January 30th, 2026, the Department of Justice released hundreds of gigabytes of material related to Jeffrey Epstein. Buried within that data dump were some 2,000 videos that had never been released. And while they're technically public, they are stored in a way that makes them very hard to find or browse. The public then has two choices: download hundreds of gigabytes of data, or click through hundreds of web pages one by one. I did both. The vast majority of the videos, and by far the most revealing ones, live in dataset 10. These are videos seized from Epstein's devices, footage he recorded himself, received from others, or downloaded from the internet. Taken together, they paint the most vivid picture yet of Jeffrey Epstein's dark world. His lavish lifestyle and worldview, his mannerisms and quirks, his sense of humor, and sense of impunity. We've published all 14 hours of this footage, excluding only obvious duplicates, audio-only files, and fully redacted videos that contain neither sound nor image. You can watch them yourself. As I watched hours and hours of this footage, here's what stood out to me. These are the first unredacted videos in dataset 10. The ID page of Epstein's passport, issued on March 8, 2019, then the endorsement page of that passport. It reads in part, "The bearer was convicted of a sex offense against a minor." Then comes a sleek 10-minute drone reel of Epstein's two private islands in the U.S. Virgin Islands, Little St. James and Great St. James, produced by the architectural firm overseeing their redesign in 2018. And then, this 7-second clip. Watched together, these first few files inadvertently deliver a blunt message. Epstein may have been a convicted sex offender, but he was also obscenely rich. Many of the videos in the set showcase the luxury lifestyle: manicured island alleyways glowing in the morning sun, meals at high-end restaurants, parties on the yachts and private jets. One nearly 38-minute VHS tape of Epstein's island looks like something out of the Succession opening credits. And it carries the same unease, because no matter how glossy the footage looks, you can never quite forget that what you're watching is a potential crime scene in progress. Partly because whenever women appear on camera, their faces, and often their bodies, are obscured by black squares.
Tell us what you'll be learning today.
I'm learning some
Yay!
my boyfriend's
Exactly.
Some videos appear to be ones Epstein sent: $100 bills fanned out in a hand, glittering jewelry, and what looks like explicit videos of himself. Far more appear to be videos sent back to him. Young women.
This is a sick and twisted individual. This is what we are witnessing right here. A sick and twisted individual has redacted these poor children, but some of them were not redacted, and his crimes run extremely deep, and so does the crimes of the individuals who were with Jeffrey Epstein during these dastardly deeds. Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Howard Lutnick, and the list go, even Bill Gates. They have evidence. Read the Epstein files. You will find in there that Donald Trump Jr., his son Eric, Ivanka Trump is in the Epstein files. There's evidence that Erica Kirk was communicating with a 15-year-old girl sometime back, trying to groom her for Epstein Island. This thing runs deep. All of these people are involved and culpable.
Women dancing, or sitting, or lying down in bed, their bodies obscured by black squares, with naked limbs occasionally slipping into view. A large brown teddy bear sits on the bed of one young woman, whose videos recur throughout the dataset. Those videos are extremely difficult to watch. More disturbing still are the occasional moments, more often than you'd think, when the redaction fails, when a girl's face is visible for a few frames, or even for an entire clip. Another set of videos, filmed by Epstein himself, offers a clearer look at how he treated women.
Look a little happier. Smile when you smile like that. Go ahead, just one. You can smile, it's okay. Look at me like you love me.
In one clip, he seems to urge a girl to do something she's clearly uncomfortable with.
Just think about it.
In later clips, she appears to be shaking her head. But perhaps the most disturbing videos are those that, without context, look almost innocent, like this one, of a young girl in a candy store picking out jelly beans. Or this one, which would look wholesome, were the girl's face not redacted. One clip shows a toddler, possibly even an infant, making noises as the voice behind the camera, which sounds like Epstein's, coos and touches the child.
Hello, Tootsie. Hello, Tootsie.
One fully unredacted video, shot from above, shows a toddler in a white t-shirt and shorts walking down the steps. Combined with videos showing a paternity test on Epstein's desk, the question that lingers in my mind is, who is this child? And why is he here? In some videos, Epstein appears on camera with his potential victims. They dance, they laugh. In one clip, he chases someone around a white marble kitchen island. In another clip, Epstein seems to lift a girl's shirt mid-video. She protests, weakly, before giving up. The video has no sound. Then there are videos that appear accidental. Epstein posing with well-known figures who seem to think they're being photographed. Like this one, outside the Louvre, with former French culture minister Jacques Lang. Or this one, on a private jet, seated across from psychologist Steven Pinker. There's also a whole cluster of videos featuring New Age guru Deepak Chopra, self-recorded monologues about the nature of consciousness and universe and reality.
You evoke the universe in every act of perception. You are the universe.
Another category includes videos Epstein appears to have downloaded. One is a low-resolution, Spanish subtitled version of the Hot Crazy Women Matrix video, in which a man named Dana McClellan charts women on axis of hot and crazy.
Hot is, as usual, measured from 0 to 10. We're all familiar with that. Crazy is measured from 4 to 10 because, of course, there's no such thing as a woman who's not at least a 4 crazy.
There's a 4-minute animation of a bicyclist riding through the musical notation of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. A Fox News segment anchored by Tucker Carlson about John Bolton. A Britain's Got Talent clip featuring a talking dog named Wendy.
Come on, hey, say something.
No.
And then there's porn. A lot of porn. The sheer volume of these videos is revealing in and of itself. So are the watermarks in the corners of the screen, the only visible part of those clips. Towards the end of the first batch of videos in Dataset 10 is a nearly 2-hour interview between Epstein and Steve Bannon, reportedly filmed for a sympathetic documentary. The conversation drifts through philosophy, economics, science, and Epstein's ascent to elite institutions, One of the wilder and most revealing exchanges comes at the very end, when Bannon challenges Epstein on whether institutions should accept money from a Tier 1 sexual predator.
Tier 1.
What's tier 1's the highest and worst?
No, I'm
The lowest?
I'm the lowest.
You're
yes.
the lowest. Okay, tier 1, you're the lowest. But a criminal.
Yes.
Epstein defends his philanthropy by arguing that the recipients, like mothers of children receiving polio vaccines in Pakistan, would not care about the source of the funds. And that's where it gets true.
He wants to be evasive in this 2-hour interview and minimize his sick crimes and say that he is a Tier 1 offender. He's the least of the offenders. Really? We see the evidence. We've seen the videos. These individuals have made tunnels to traffic and kidnap and transport missing girls, missing children in America and other countries. Come to find out, according to the Epstein files, these individuals, and Trump is named in this scenario, trafficked little girls, little children through this tunnel to the Epstein Island, assaulted and ultimately murdered these children in cold blood. Read the Epstein files. Germany and France has released the Epstein files unredacted. And once you read them, you can't say you know the Epstein files unless you've read them. He wants to claim to be a Tier 1 offender. He's the worst, one of the worst, if not the worst offender. He's probably the worst offender in the world, in the history of the world. Read the files. We're not just talking about abuse and a little abuse against children. This is what people seem to think, that he just got a few little 13-year-old girls, 14-year-old girls, like Megyn Kelly said. What's the big deal? It's just a couple of little girls. And Megyn Kelly said, there's a difference. This is how sick these people are. This is how they think. MAGA. Megyn Kelly said, there's a difference between a 5-year-old and a 13 and 14-year-old. Come on, guys. In defense of Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump and the rest of the sick MAGA cult. She's defending them by saying that they abuse 13-year-old girls and 14-year-old girls. Come on, it's not the same as 5-year-olds. Well, anyway, come to find it, that's sick. There is no difference. Wow. And come to find out, of course, with the release of the Epstein files, they've been raping, abusing, and murdering 5-year-olds, 2-year-olds, 1-year-olds, 3-year-olds. It doesn't matter. They were abusing all ages of children, boys and girls. So this is one of the sickest things that I've ever seen. It is the sickest thing that has ever come to light. You have to read the files to understand the depth of the sickness. They were not just abusing a few girls. They had secret tunnels. They were kidnapping children. And they were doing much more graphic stuff that I cannot even repeat here on YouTube, including murder. It wasn't just a little abuse. These people have a lot of blood on their hands. They committed some heinous crimes. They all need to be in prison for the rest of their life. They all need to be getting the death penalty. Read the files and you'll understand what I'm talking about. And yet, not only have they not received the death penalty, they haven't even been put into handcuffs. They still run the country, even though part of the files have been released. And the whole government is involved in the cover-up. The FBI has done nothing. They interviewed the girl who said that Donald Trump raped her when she was 13 years old. They interviewed her 4 times. They have done nothing. Pam Bondi withheld the Epstein files. First, she said last year that there were no Epstein files. Then she automatically said no one was going to be prosecuted. Nothing to see here, folks. When she knows what is in the files, and then she releases the files, but only half of them earlier this year, and withheld the part that implicated Donald Trump. All of these people are covering up for these abusers, and many of them are complicit in the abuse. And if the American people don't act fast, these are your children that we're talking about. If you people don't do something fast, you are all sick individuals. If you subscribe and sanction this sort of behavior, then you're a part of the problem.
Really bizarre.
I think if you told him, if I
100%,
told him the devil
100%. Himself.
The devil himself said, I'm going to exchange some dollars for your child's life.
Do you think you're the devil himself?
No, but I do have a good mirror.
It's a serious question.
Sorry.
Do you think you're the devil himself?
I don't know. Why would you say that?
Because you have all the attributes. You're incredibly smart. You remember the devil is somebody
the devil
knows
smart?
The devil's brilliant. You read Milton's Paradise Lost.
No, the devil scares me.
None of these videos reveal a new Epstein. They reveal the same one over and over again, operating in plain sight, insulated by wealth, surrounded by enablers, and confident that the videos, like everything else, belong to him. You can watch the full videos of Dataset 10 at thefp.com.
thefp.com. You can watch all of the videos right there. thefp.com. Let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so as we continue to uncover Jeffrey Epstein's crimes and the people who committed the crimes with him and the government who is actively covering up these sick crimes as it relates to our children. Again, how is it that France and Germany were able to release the unredacted version of the Epstein files, the full Epstein files, the unredacted version? You see everything in there. Go check them out. Find them. Look at them. But the United States has not released the unredacted version of the Epstein files. In fact, the United States has not released all of the Epstein files, merely half of a redacted version. Why is that? How come the other countries have already begun prosecuting individuals who are in the Epstein files, but no one in the United States, other than Epstein, has been prosecuted for their crimes against these children, including murder? How can the American people accept this? You're so harsh on crime, you want everyone locked up, you steal a candy bar, you're voting for 3 strikes, you're voting to lock them up forever. You're a bunch of hypocrites. You want to lock them up forever, but let Trump run free after abusing your children and killing your children? You're a bunch of hypocrites. Stay safe and stay free, these sick people.